And we are back, so actually another edition of Sean and Spit in the morning, coming back in the evening for all day this week. We're evening guys, well maybe night guys and evening guys, but we do it at all hours of the day. This is episode 8, baby, presented by Off Base Media. Shawnee, how are we feeling today?
Good, man. We finally put a name to the talent. We finally put a name to the talent. Off Base Media. Check us out on TikTok. Haven't posted anything yet, but I'm sure we'll get some clips out there of today. A little bit of a couple of days. We missed yesterday. That was on me. Not Spin. Me. Great ones take accountability. That was on me. But just a heads up for today's episode, I might have to be going mobile for a little bit, so we might put a little spin zone in there, and then you'll see. Hey, the great ones adapt. Here we go.
We will adapt
on
our episode 8, Friday, May 2nd edition, baby.
And I'm going to be completely honest with everybody out there. I've been working all day. I have no idea what's going on. The man, the myth, the legend here, Spin, is going to be directing most of this. But, of course, I got opinions. I'm going to fucking chime in. Who doesn't have opinions?
Well, let's get to those in a second. First, let's start off with a little recap of yesterday's slate with everyone's favorite recap segment, Hard 90s. Put 90 seconds on the clock, and we'll talk about.
Hey, you have a reputation to keep now, dude.
To adhere to, hey, because yesterday at least was a smaller slate. It was a somewhat small Thursday, but nothing too crazy. So another good practice. Good practice round.
Yeah, it's a good practice round, but this was bigger than that Monday slate when you actually beat it. Or was it two? It was a Monday when you actually beat it. This is bigger. So this is a test. This is a test.
Let's get it. This was Thursday stuff in 90 seconds, baby.
We're never going to test.
Timer starts now. We started off with a division game, Cubs at Pirates. Skeens took the loss in that one. Cubbies win 8-3, but I think we expected the Cubs to do something. They're a good team. St. Louis at Cincy, another division game. In that same division, Cincy takes it 9-1 over the Cardinals. Ashcraft gets a win. AZ and Queens, wow. Snakes took a huge bite out of that fucking apple 2 days in a row. Gallon gets a win. Good to see you. 4-2 AZ on that game. KC and Tampa Bay. KC took it 8-2. Baz didn't pitch great. We liked Baz in that game. He didn't pitch great. Lugo gets a win. Minnesota, Cleveland, a donkey dick game. Cleveland takes it 4-3. Who cares about that one? Milwaukee at the White Sox, another weird one, but White Sox actually prevailed. They shut him out. It's 8-0 Chicago. Burke gets a win. He has like an ERA of over 6 entering that game. And he gets the win and shuts out Milwaukee. Good for him. A's at Texas. A's shut them out. We talk about the fucking Rangers offense. It's quiet. Molly gets a loss but didn't pitch bad. Wing Springs gets a win. 3-0 A's in that one. Washington at Philly. Lord gets a win. Walker gets a loss. Walker didn't pitch awful, but Lord gets the win. And Lord is also who you pray to when Walker's on the mound. Though he didn't pitch bad, he made a great play in the first. Boston and Toronto, both pitchers get no decision. It was a pitching duel between Houck and Berrios, but Toronto pulled it out 4-2. That was in Fenway. That was in Toronto, the Rogers Center. Detroit at the Angels was one of the late games. 10-4. Detroit wins. Casey Mize gets a win. Good for him. And the latest game was Colorado at San Fran. Colorado on a 2-game win streak, Swelshy, and Verlander pitched well, but didn't come up. They came up short. Woo.
135.
Not bad at all. So we're getting better with that hard 90s.
But that's what I'm saying. It was a bigger Thursday slate than most Thursdays. A lot of guys played through the travel day. You know what I mean?
There was 11 games. And does that even make sense? How the fuck was there 11?
Well, a lot of guys were getting into the time when there's no off days now. They're not getting a lot of off days. They got to get these 162 in, Spin.
How the fuck is there 11?
Probably rain delays too. We had a lot of rain delays previously. Maybe makeups.
And also, I think there were some 4-game series. I think there were some 4-game series as well that bled into Thursday. But
Could have been. It
Woo!
was that was a good one. And also, I mean, like I said, I didn't get to watch a whole lot yesterday. I was super busy. I didn't get to see a whole lot today either. So like some of the stuff you said in there, that was surprising. It really, if we want to get into the vibe check here, what really stuck out to me was the Tanner Houck and Barrios pitching duel.
Yeah, how about
That's
that?
kind of wild. We did not expect that at all. We kind of assumed that they would the Blue Jays and Red Sox would both have field days on those guys. Except we did call Tanner Houck maybe becoming an ambassador of Canada,
We did.
Prime
We
Minister or whatever it is.
Yeah, we did have that. And I think the one that we did figure pitching duel was the one that Baz got blown out. KC and the
Mhm.
Royals with those dudes pitching. Lugo prevailed, but Baz didn't, and that turned out to be like a lopsided affair. But yes, some good ones, some bad ones. But we
And
rolled
how
into the
about the
weekend.
Snakes and Queens?
Oh
How
yeah, that
about
was
the
a big
Snakes
one.
and
I'm
Queens?
happy you brought that up. Yeah, that was a big one because and they took 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and you
Wow.
called that too. I was like Mets all the way. Mets are rolling, but I forgot about my one rule. The Mets are always gonna fucking Met. They're always gonna.
I'm happy you brought that up too because I was skeptical on the Mets, both not necessarily in that series, but prior in the year when they were still, I mean, they still have a really good record. But prior to that, it really only took me to that Philly series last week to really kind of think about the Mets in a different light because of their strength of schedule. They were beating up on a lot of bad teams. They actually struggled against Minnesota in that series. They lost 2 out of 3 from Minnesota at their place. And then it's like, okay, strength of schedule, not on their side, but they're winning. And then they swept Philly. And then I started to think of them in a different light. And then I think we were both thinking Mets at home against the fucking Diamondbacks, but then the Diamondbacks prevailed, and I love to see it. I think we both love to see it.
See, that's scary for me because now they're coming to play my Phillies, and they look good. They look good, and that's a little scary. But Schemes also gets kind of rolled on.
He did. Well, I don't know how bad it was for him per se. I know he gave up like 3 home runs in a row, so that's not Schemes like.
And then how about the Rockies, man?
2-game win streak.
Yeah,
That's good
I
for
mean,
them.
like once again, it's baseball. People are gonna shock you. They're just gonna surprise you. But
No one else we would like talk about a 2-game win streak, but the Rockies, like, good for them.
I know.
And
But
JV pitched good. JV pitched good to his credit, but I guess the team didn't hit, and that's the only way they've been winning. They're both those games they faced Sale and Verlander, and Verlander Verlander was home.
yeah.
And it was low scoring games both times. So
Hey, listen, I mean, like we said, it's baseball. Anything can really happen. But there's a, what did they say? Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But everybody who's tuning in is thinking about one thing right now, and that's that both of our Golden Takes lost.
Yeah.
So I had the Rangers taking the top of the AL West. They actually didn't. They actually fell. They're 3 games back now. Houston jumped them. Houston fucking jumped them. And guess what? So did the A's. Shout out the A's, man. But yours was also wanted the Braves to be hitting that 500 mark. They are sitting at 14-16, 2 games short. So we said we were going to do the punishment on Friday. With how busy we have both been, we are going to do it Monday. And if we don't do it Monday, we'll double the challenge.
Shit. Oh, okay.
Double the challenge. We'll double the challenge. So stay tuned for the. Oh, should we tell them? Should we tell them what we have to do?
Yeah. Well, the comments have already. They sounded off about our punishment for not hitting those takes. So.
Okay. So, me and Spin each have to finish a dozen donuts from stream start to stream end. It's gonna suck. We're not big boys.
Yeah.
You big boys in the comments might be listening and like, ooh, that's not a challenge. That's my breakfast on a Tuesday afternoon, on Tuesday morning. Well, guess what? I'm weighing like $170 over here. Spin's sitting probably around the same.
Yeah, dude. This is gonna be, you highballed me a little bit. I mean, I'll take it. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it Monday. I think we should both do it Monday and see how that goes, and then we'll have new golden takes for Monday. Go ahead. I was gonna change the vibe check really quick.
Yeah, when we finish our last donut is when we'll give our new golden take on Monday. So that will be a reoccurring segment for us, and it's gonna suck each and every fucking week.
Yeah, maybe we should be a little bit more conservative with our golden takes, because this might suck, but We'll get there. I was gonna change the vibe to this fucking guy really quick. Did you see this? The Iron Pigs like dropped this fucking weird ass thing, and not to mention the model they used. Like, what an interesting guy. They couldn't have used like Stubbs or something.
I feel like that would be the safe bet, but once again, this is a minor. Not I keep saying minor. AAA organization ain't run like the bigs, so
That's what I mean. But I guess in AAA you get away with this shit. But thoughts on the jersey really quick before we continue?
it's ugly as shit.
Yeah, it's ugly. It fucking sucks.
It looks like he has tits on his or goggles. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess those are supposed to be like goggles and Hamid paying
And that
homage to the
undershirt is
steelworkers.
horrible.
Yeah, let's get it away. Let's get it away. It's too horrible. Let's cruise into the big meat of today's episode because we have the whole weekend to look forward to. There's some crazy matchups, interesting ones. The Sunday night game is going to be cool. But should we cruise right in here
Yes, sir.
for our weekend affair? Where are we here? Okay. We're starting off Friday, which is today. We got a game in about an hour. Washington, who just beat Philly yesterday, they're going to Cincy. We got Parker and Hunter Green. I don't know if Parker's considered their ace, but he's been pitching like an ace, and Hunter Green is their ace. How we feeling about that matchup?
Dude, this is two teams that are really hard to read because I do like honestly what the Nationals are doing because when you have Cruz on right, James Wood on left, listen, Cruz had a horrible 2 series against Philly. He's been bad, but he's still a good ball player, and I'm starting to become a fan of Abrams at short. I really like their lineup there, and I don't know what to think about Cincy. One day they're hot, one day they're not, so it's a really back and forth. But I'll probably go Cincy for Fridays. What's the rest of the series looking like?
So yeah, tomorrow we'll see Williams and Lodolo. Lodolo's been a dog.
Yeah, I'd probably. What about Sunday?
And then Sunday we got Mackenzie Gore and a Nick Martinez. Gore is in the race.
Yeah, and Gore hasn't looked. I mean, Gore had a strong start to the season. Then he started to play some better teams, and he kind of fell off a little bit. I'm not looking for the Reds to sweep. I think Gore maybe shows a little magic there, but I'm thinking Friday, Saturday, or the Reds, Nationals Sunday.
I kind of agree. I think I mean it's tough to bet against Hunter Green right now, and the Nationals are under 500. The Reds are playing pretty good ball. They're like not that far out of first place. Hunter Green's a dog. Lodolo's been a low-key dog that we forget about. And I think both those matchups favor Cincy. And then you go to Sunday, I think, it's tough to sweep. I think Gore can get it done, and they try to avoid a sweep. And I don't think Nick Martinez is anything to sneeze at for them. So I think matchups alone favor 2 out of 3 since he's home. So 2 out of 3.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to keep track of these, and then on Monday we can kind of go back and see, a little bit on our vibe check.
All right, so we're the same there. The next one for tonight, the Padres coming to PA, but it's Pittsburgh. We got Cease and Mitch Keller tonight to start off that series.
Gosh, let Dylan Cease cook, dude. He's. I mean, did either of us have him in our Cy Young?
No,
but I mean, he's nothing like you. I mean, you said earlier, I'm going to use your phrase, but nothing to sneeze at. I know Pavetta's getting a lot of press right now because of how good he's been, but Cease has had a sneaky good year as well.
Oh, yeah. I think Cease, who they look at to be their true ace, but I actually think he's probably been their number 3 in terms of just like their numbers. I think because King and Pavetta have been off the fucking charts. I want to cruise through this series because I want to see if we are going to. We saw Pavetta and King kind of recently. So tomorrow is Vasquez and Falter. So I don't know those fuckers. And then
sucks.
And then TBD for the Padres so far on Sunday. But we'll see Heaney, and we like Andrew Heaney.
I think I might go with another Friday, Saturday Padres. But then, I mean, Heaney had it. He didn't have Did he have a great start? I know against the Cubs, we were kind of wondering how he was doing. Let me see. I mean, he's still sitting at a 2-2 with a 2-5 on the year, which nobody really thought was. Oh, dude, he got rolled against the Padres. I mean, not the Padres, the Cubs. Not bad. I mean, he went into the 5th, 4-2 with 4 earned, 5 hits. So I mean, not terrible.
What did he do against the Cubs?
He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts, which is kind of shocking.
And
But
that was against a good Cubbies team. I'm being weary of him against a good Padres team.
yeah, I'm still gonna go Padres 2 out of 3 here. I don't think Falter gets it done, and I don't think anybody's gonna be able to hit C's tonight. But maybe they don't know who they're gonna throw Sunday, and maybe Heaney can pitch another gem.
Yeah, I like the Heaney respect because we talk about him a lot. But I think if the Padres sweep here, they haven't been playing their greatest ball. Even this bleeds into last Friday when we talked because I think we liked them over that Rays over the weekend. The Rays swept them. I think that was the weekend set. And then they're 4-6 in their last 10. So they haven't been playing their best ball. They are in second place, though, in a tough division. And I think right now is a really good chance for them to get back on track to their winning ways against a terrible Pirates team.
So you got your first sweep this weekend coming.
I think the Padres should sweep. They're set to sweep. All signs to me point that they can rip fucking Falter, rip Mitch Keller. Cease can outpitch these guys. So he can outpitch that guy. And then I think they can outduel Heaney. I think they can muster some runs. I mean, Heaney didn't look good against the Cubs team in his last outing. Maybe his 15 minutes are up.
I appreciate. I like that take. I do.
I like the Padres to sweep. Okay, let's go to your boys now in Philly. They have a homestand. Weren't they just home against the Nationals?
Yeah, a little homestand.
Now the Snakes will be in Philly this weekend. We'll see Merrill Kelly and Luzardo tonight. A dude named Merrill versus Luzardo, who's been great. That's tonight.
I mean, we know this team is hot coming in at Citizens Bank, and I really hope their mentality is because 2 years ago the Diamondbacks embarrassed us. They embarrassed us. There's plain and simple. Nothing else to say about it. I want this team to step on the fucking throats. I want them to cut the head off the fucking snake. I want them send them back to the desert, pissed off. And I know Luzardo's going to duel. He's a dog. Love him. Merrill Kelly, on the other hand, he's not a bad either. I think he's having a pretty good start to the year. Let me check out the stats real quick.
He's not his best, I don't think. Maybe he's been better as of late.
He's 3.144. I mean, I'm looking Phils tonight because I love Jesus. Tomorrow is, I think, Nola. Nola looking good coming off the Cubbies.
It's Nola and Pfaff, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
And Pfaff or whatever. He's been their best pitcher so far. Even with Gallen and Burns, Pfaff's been their guy.
I'm looking for probably the Phils to lose the Saturday game. And then the big return of Ranger on Sunday, baby. It's the second coming of the Christ returning. Ranger Suarez is back in the Phillies lineup. He's gonna fucking duel Sunday. Give me Phil's Friday, Sunday, Diamondback Saturday.
Okay. The Merrill Kelly for tonight is actually going to be – it's set to be a good matchup. I mean, I know Merrill Kelly's ERA looks like that. I think it's a little misleading. He's really only had one bad start. He got shelled against the Yankees that one time. So I think it's a really good pitching duel tonight despite Kelly's ERA. But you got to bet on Luzardo right now because what he's been able to do with them. And then I think the Nola matchup on Saturday and that's tough. I would probably roll with Pfaff also, so I'm with you there. We'll see how Ranger looks off the IL, making his first start, but a kind of a revenge match over the weekend for the Phils.
Yeah,
the playoff series,
especially tonight with Merrill Kelly, because we remember. Do you remember what he said those 2 Octobers ago?
No, I don't.
He said he didn't think the Philly fans were loud enough. Didn't think they were too loud.
So they'll remember that. This is a fan base that remembers that types of shit. And Sunday, by the way, against Suarez is Eduardo Rodriguez. So a couple of lefties there. I'm not high on Erod, and Suarez making his return. Don't know how deep he goes, but fuck it. I'll take the Phillies on both days except for Nola's day. So same with you, right? Friday, Sunday for the Phils, they lose Nola's start.
2 out of 3, and this is a big series for them. They just won 2 out of 3. They won a series against the Nationals. They dropped yesterday, obviously, but if they can bounce back against this Diamondback team that's hot, we like that, you know.
Wait, let me actually hate to go back, but just to be different, so we can have 2 different things. I think Nolo takes it.
You think sweep?
No. I think they're going to beat. I think the Diamondbacks on Sunday over Ranger.
Oh, you're still Phillies 2 out of 3 though, right?
I'm still Phillies 2 out of 3, but Nola, I'm optimistic on him. He
So
looked good in his
yeah,
last start, and
honestly,
now it's a new month. Turn the page and keep it rolling, Aaron.
well, no, so am I. I think it's gonna be a pitching duel, but I just don't think they sweep the
It's
Diamondbacks.
just going to be tough against Pafaf, but if the bats can get rolling, I like Luzardo tonight. I'll stick with Nola's trying to get back on track, and now it's a new month for him to do that. He's got to have his work cut out for him, no doubt. But and then Diamondbacks are too good to get swept. Ranger, it's his first start. Maybe he doesn't go deep, and then you got to go to the bullpen, and you know that story in Philly right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that. Okay, fucking tonight 7:05 is KC in Baltimore. Baltimore just won the series against the Yankees. I don't know if that speaks highly to them or just the Yankees fucking pissed me off.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? I go ahead, finish, but I got to bring something up after that.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just gonna say tonight is Waka versus Kramer.
I mean, who knows? But maybe the Orioles got a little bit more juice now after that bench is clearing. Little tussle there, man.
I know, and kind of for no reason too.
It was like I don't know why. I mean, I listen. Somebody lands on your head. Obviously, you're gonna say something, but like he was going for the ball. It wasn't really that big of a deal in my eyes. I mean, they just all look. The Orioles just all look honestly like it's like you copy and pasted fucking all of them and just put them in different positions. They just look like pampered white boys. Like that's it.
Yeah, and it was kind of unnecessary for Hurstead to do that. But
Yeah.
Baltimore is 3-7 in their last 10. 2 of those are from that Yankee fucking series. So that sucks. But Yankees couldn't take advantage of that fucking series. They're still in first though. We'll get
Who
to
do we
them
have?
next.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Waka and Kramer tonight. Waka hasn't been awful. I don't hate him. I kind of like those guys tonight. And then over the weekend, we'll see Bubic and Sugano. Sugano pitched in that Yankee series, and he pitched well. And then on Sunday, what the fuck we got? Where are we Sunday? Oh, they'll lead us off on Sunday slate with Lorenzen and Gibson looked horrible in that Yankee stuff.
Yeah, he got demolished. I'm looking. I'm gonna kind of stick on the trend. I'm gonna go probably Royals tonight, O's tomorrow, Royals Sunday. So I'm going Royals 2 out of 3 probably.
I'll take Royals 2 out of 3 too. It's tough to sweep. Maybe Baltimore plays a little bit better now that it's May. You know, they just come off a good series win in their last April series. I don't hate Waka tonight. Again, it's going to be that tough Baltimore. Like by tough, I don't mean good. I mean like they're bad. It's tough to like bet on them. That Baltimore staff. But fuck. Okay, I do like Bubic over Sugano on Saturday. Bubic's been really fucking good, even though Sugano pitched well his last outing. There's not enough for me. Well, Bubic has proven to be good, and now he has a last place team to continue that against. And then Lorenzen, Gibson. Does Gibson bounce back? I don't know, man. It's tough to go on these sweeps. Okay, maybe the O's get the first one, and then the Royals win the weekend.
Oh, you're going. Oh, okay.
I'll take the Orioles tonight
a little different. Okay.
To ride their high. I think this is the best pitcher to do it against is Waka. I don't like Gibson. I don't like Gibson. Lorenzen's been all right, and Bubic's been probably their best pitcher right now.
Who looked good on that in the Orioles? Like, what Orioles players were looking good again? I'm assuming you were watching.
Yeah, and you know who doesn't get talked about enough when we talk about the Orioles offense because they've all been very lackluster as of late. We never talk about Ryan O'Hearn, who's playing good ball.
Is he really?
O'Hearn's been probably their hottest hitter. I know you always talk about Mullins. He's around too.
Yeah.
I know Mountcastle went yard in that, but no one's dazzling you on paper, maybe except O'Hearn, whose numbers look pretty good, and then Mullins too. But
in reality, with the Orioles, I think we got tricked into thinking that they were going to have a team full of all-stars. When in reality, they might just have guys. Like Adley, I think he's an all-star. I think he's going to be an incredible player that's just in a lull. But like maybe some of these other guys are just that. They're just guys. They're people who build your team up. Nothing more than that, though. You know?
Yeah, I do. Like a lot of supporting cast members, and then Gunnar has to be a star. Rutschman has to be a star, and then it'll really work.
Yeah.
Then it'll really work. But right now, it's not working because those guys are cold. And KC is trying to get back on track. Like this was my pick to win the division was KC.
Mm-hmm.
What are they anyway? They're trying to climb. They're 17-15, 9-1 in their last 10. KC. They're coming off a really good week, and they're still third place though. So they're trying to climb. We'll get to the guys ahead of them in a second because we have Cleveland in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
So let's really quick go to Tampa Bay and the Yankees. We're both taking 2 out of 3 KC, right? Just
Yeah.
just different days. So I have Baltimore, KC. So Tampa Bay at the Yankees. We'll see Fried and Pepio tonight. Fried had a great month of
Hmm.
April. So
You're Cy
hopefully
Young right now,
that's my Cy Young.
an all-star
Um,
starter.
yes. Saturday, there'll be the first game on Saturday with Littell versus Clark Schmidt. That might be Schmidt's second start of the year. Or maybe, no, sorry, his third start of the year. And then Sunday, we got Taj Bradley and Will Warren. Will Warren, geez, a little.
Um, I like it's hard to say with these Yankees, as you know, because one day they can come out looking like the hottest team in baseball, like that Kyle Gibson start with the O's, and then come back the next two games and drop duds. Judge is we can't talk enough about him. We can't like he is insane. What he can do when he's standing in that batter's box, like how he's not almost getting like the Barry Bonds treatment is nuts and like beyond me.
It really is. We like to see Ben Rice continue to do it. He had an interesting series. He's kind of been trendy as of late, but good all in all. Goldschmidt continues to be great. Got to see more out of Bellinger, but I think we're going to get to him for our next segment in a minute.
Belly's had a little weird. He's just had a weird start, man. He was out for like food poisoning or whatever it was for however long in the chicken wing pandemic. I don't know, but I do think the Yankees are the better team in this series. Once again, it's another interdivision matchup. It's scary. I don't know what two games the Yankees are going to take, but I think they're going to take two games. They might drop tonight, coming off two losses to the O's. Clark Schmidt hasn't looked. Oh, well, you know what? Fried's going tonight. So no, I'm going to go with Fried tonight. Clark Schmidt hasn't looked great. I don't know how your boy Will Warren has been.
Scary.
But if anything, I'd look for the Yankees to take two and then lose on Sunday.
I would. What's that?
Have they swept the team yet this year?
The Yankees have. Have swept. And they actually just played Tampa Bay last weekend. I think it was last weekend in a 4-game set. They took 3 out of 4. Or maybe this was like Easter weekend, because that Easter day was the game where Fried had a no and it got broken up with like the score correction, and then Judge had like that fair foul ball. It looked fair. It got called foul. So that was that series. That was at their place. Now the Yankees are home though. So back in the Bronx is always good. I like in that series though. I actually thought the Yankees took 3 out of 4. I actually thought the Rays threw out some of their better pitchers, a Baz and a Rasmussen and shit. We're not seeing them in this series. We're seeing Littell and Taj Bradley for Saturday, Sunday. They think they look decent off of Pepio last time they saw him. Sometimes I get scared though when you face a guy that close. I don't know if it.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
It's like I just don't like interdivision games, and especially for teams to sweep interdivision games. I don't care who it is.
I like Fried at home. It's tough to bet against. I mean, there's not to say that Fried can't pitch well, and the Pepio keeps them in the game and like they prevail. But I can't bet against Fried. I'm gonna go Fried tonight. I don't think Yankees sweep though. I think maybe they come out weird. It's gonna be a night game, a day game after a night game Saturday. So maybe they lose that one, and then they got to come back Sunday and hit for Will Warren. And Taj Bradley gives up a lot of runs. So I take Yankees 2 out of 3. Win, lose, win.
Yeah. I'm in on that.
Okay, Cleveland at Toronto. Oh, we keep saying that LT Allen. Remember last time we said the same thing. So it's Logan Allen and Chris Bassett. Bassett's been a guy. That's tonight's game. What do we got Saturday? Saturday, we got Gavin Williams and Gausman, another good starter for Toronto. And then we got Bibby and Bowden Francis for Sunday.
So there's some fucking names right there. Bibby looked good in his last outing, I believe. We were just talking about him a little bit. Guardians are an interesting team because, I mean, they're sitting at 18-13. Like we said, we talk about it all the time, but Stephen Kwan's looking like an all-star, and the rest of their lineup isn't really, like, doing anything insane. And it's almost like they lost more pieces in the offseason than they gained, and yet they're still busting out these wins.
I agree. I'm going to take Cleveland to take 2 out of 3. Toronto's not. There's 3-7 in their last 10. They're a game under 500. Actually, it's a little bit better than Tampa Bay. I don't know. Maybe give Tampa Bay a little credit there, but that's better than Tampa in the standings. I think I don't know which games these are. I like Cleveland definitely on Sunday. because that's Toronto's weakest arm for the weekend. Who was it? I don't even know where I'm at right now. Oh, that's Bowden Francis, who hasn't been awful, but he's easily the weakest out of Bassett and Gosman. So I'd like Bibby to continue to shove and pick it up for Sunday. And then I think Cleveland can pull one out between Logan Allen and Gavin Williams. It's just going to be tough because you have Bassett and Gosman. So which one do you lose? I don't know. But
I'd probably go
like Cleveland 2 out of 3.
I'd probably go. They probably get to Bassett. I'd look to Gosman to have a pretty good day.
Okay, I'll roll with that then. Yeah, I'll agree. They get to Bassett tonight. Gosman gets to him tomorrow, and then Cleveland avoids Cleveland comes out on top on Sunday.
I don't think there's a sweep going on here. Blue Jays play some sneaky baseball. A guy, kind of an under the radar guy, on the Blue Jays who hasn't been, because I mean, like, people have been talking about, Santander's been looking lackluster. Vladdy hasn't got off to a really hot start, but Bo Bichette, I know he had a horrible year last year, but he's batting just under 300 right now. No homers on the year, which is maybe he's losing the power for the average. He was, maybe last year they realized he was trying to go deep too much. But I mean, listen, that's a good. I know he was low. I think he was low 200s all last year.
And he was hurt. Like when he was he was hurt when he was playing. He wasn't playing well. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, like, he's hitting a sneaky 293 right now. Just to give a little shout out to Bo Bichette.
And I think Vladdy can get going. He did hit a homer yesterday, so maybe month of May is good for him. But I would say Cleveland. What do we say? They take it over Bassett tonight. Gosman shoves, and then they get to Bowden Francis, and Bibby can prevail.
We like 2 out of 3, Cleveland.
Right, move it on to Minnesota in Fenway. Didn't these teams just play each other? Well, now they're in Boston. We got Joe Ryan, who has maybe 1 or 2 starts ago pitched like a motherfucker. I think it was like a couple starts ago. He pitched like a beast. Brian Bello getting his 3rd start of the year. He's pitched well in his first 2 starts, so good for them, especially when Houke's been interesting. And Walker Buehler, actually, his start got scratched, I think, for yesterday. So good for Baylor to come off the IL and pitch well. Now he's got Minnesota. Saturday's game, we got Ober versus TBD. So Boston doesn't know who the fuck they're chucking. I guess someone has to fill in for Walker Buehler, rather.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you take the Ober? That'll be in Fenway. And then Sunday's game to wrap it up is Paddock and Crochet. Ooh.
Give me Joe Ryan's coming off his best start of the year. He went 7 with 11 Ks, 4 hits, no earned, 1
So
walk.
that was his last start. He did that.
Granted, it was against the Angels, who are obviously lackluster compared to this Boston team that they're going against. But Boston just dropped, what, 2?
I forget who they played, but probably, they're 17-16 right now.
Yeah, Blue Jays. We kind of predicted there that they were going to, stomp on the little brother of the AL East, but they came out hot. Obviously, that game, I think they won like 9-2. But I might roll, honestly. I mean, fucking Twins. I might roll with Joe Ryan tonight, man. They're looking a little lackluster. It's hard to bet against Boston and Fenway, but I might go. You know what? Who's going for them? Bello
tonight, yeah.
Bello's hasn't looked half bad either, though. Hold on.
And he's came off the IL, played some 2 over 500 teams, Bello. I think it was Seattle and Cleveland, and he looked good against them. Now he's got an under 500 team, though Minnesota in their last 10 is better than Boston in their last 10, if that means anything.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we always talk about a game of streaks. We don't really know what's going on, but I'm probably going to roll with Boston tonight. You know what? Screw it. Boston sweeps.
Oh, okay.
Sweep.
Okay. I think Minnesota could come out with at least one of these. You like to believe it's the Joe Ryan one. But then the Red Sox have Dobbins on fucking Saturday, but fuck it. I mean, Ober hasn't been great. I don't know anything about this Dobbins cat. Look into him for a sec. And you have to take Crochet, but Crochet on Sunday. So, okay, we'll take Boston definitely on Sunday with Crochet on the bump. I like maybe.
So Dobbins doesn't look bad, Spin. I just pulled up his stats. He's 2-0 on the year. He's sitting at a 2.45 ERA with a 1.18 WHIP. In both of his only 2 starts, he's got 6 Ks and 5 Ks. He does give up a good amount of hits. St. Louis got to him 8 hits, but he only has 2 earned. But then against the White Sox, 3 hits, 1 earned. So take that as you will. Some lackluster teams in there, but I mean, if Boston can win tonight, I don't see them losing the next 2.
Yeah, this will be the hardest match for Boston in terms of arms. I'll take maybe Ober over that dude for Saturday.
The
And
Ober.
I'll take the Ober for that day. And then I'll take Crochet to shove. So 2 out of 3 Boston then.
All right. Yeah, I got you. All right.
Okay.
Dude, just a little side note. Before we started, I put pants on. And dude, I must be getting fatter because I got these pants like 2 years ago, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, I think my button's about to fucking pop. It's extremely uncomfortable.
Well, here's this one. Here's this one. A's at Miami. So I think it's a good one for the A's. We got Hoagland, whoever the fuck that is, and Belloso for Miami. That's tonight's game. So 2 fucking no-namers. Saturday's going to be interesting. Beto, who I mention a lot because he's a streamer for your fantasy dude. Beto's been decent. I take him versus favorable matchups. Miami is a favorable matchup for him. But his counterpart is Max Meyer, who is easily their ace. And then we got JP Sears, who's been a dog for the A's. He hasn't get talked about enough. He's been amazing. And then Cabrera for Miami.
Dude, people wanted Cabrera to be so good for so long, and he's just not.
That's like the whole theme with Marlins pitching, it feels like, right?
Yeah, like they have these guys that everybody talks about when they're younger, and they're coming up and saying, oh, like, this guy is going to be something. He's looking really good. And then they just fall off a fucking cliff. Maybe it's because they go out to the Miami and they see how there's 2 fans in the stadiums. I don't know. But, like, Edwin Cabrera is 0-1 with a 7.23 ERA this year. I mean, I don't know how long if you're Miami, I guess you're not in no hurry. But, like, how long do you sit on some of these guys and just say, yeah, keep going out there to get shelled?
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's going to be the theme because then it's like Belloso. I don't know, as you roll him out to get shelled too. That's tonight's game, and I don't know who Hoagland is for the A's, but a couple of no-namers. I don't care if Miami's home. A's offense is rolling. A's as a team is rolling. They're over 500 right now, 7-3 in their last 10. I like the A's offense in a couple of no-name pitching matchups, so I like them tonight. I like Beto and Max Meyer could be interesting. If Miami's going to take one, it's going to be if Max Meyer can shove, which he's been known to do this year. So maybe I'll roll with Miami. Maybe I'll roll with Miami Saturday under Max Meyer, just because it's so hard to sweep. And then I'll take JP Sears and the A's to bounce back on Sunday.
The Oakland A's are 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah, playing good ball. They're third in that division right now.
Yeah, dude. Like I said earlier, for my golden take, they hopscotched the Rangers.
They did.
They took it. I mean, it's almost a sign of a good team. Like when you sense blood in the water with how the Rangers are all banged up and stuff, and you pounce like that, go 7-3 in your last 10 against good teams, not against some shit teams. They've been. I think who they just come off beating?
The Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers. Exactly. They sense blood in the water, and they go and they're like, "This is our chance to get ahead of them." Now it's time to put some distance. They're taking 3, man. I'm going back-to-back sweeps.
That's going to be interesting. And Texas has their work cut out for them. We'll get to them in a little, but yeah, Texas needs to bounce back, and they're playing Seattle. The A's have a really good matchup to, like you said, continue to roll in that division and continue to climb. I'll take. You have A's sweeping. They should sweep if you're the A's, like you really want to against a Miami team. But I'll take 2 out of 3. I think Max Myers can get it done on Saturday. Even though I like Beto, but sorry, Beto, fucking Max Myers is a dog. Okay, this might be the game of the weekend or the series of the weekend. Dodgers are in Atlanta. Tonight we'll see Yamamoto versus Grant Holmes. We'll see Sasaki tomorrow and Schwellenbach. Could be a decent duel. And then Sunday, this is the Sunday night game, by the way. It's Dustin May and Bryce Elder.
Dustin May, man, he's got to get his hit back from the last time, dude.
Yeah, but do we like him on Sunday Night Baseball against Atlanta?
Who's pitching for Atlanta?
On Sunday night is Bryce Elder.
So the Braves, we keep saying that they're going to be bouncing back and everything, but they're with Strider going out and being hurt again. Sale hasn't looked that great. Schwellenbach has looked okay. He's sitting at a 1.2 with a 2.87 over the course of the year so far, which isn't bad. But I think they were looking for Schwellenbach to be that kind of sub-2 ERA kind of guy. I don't know. Let me look at his starts real quick this year.
Who, Schwelly or Sale?
Schwelly.
Yeah.
But because I'm just kind of looking, I don't think the Dodgers are going to come into Atlanta and sweep. But I do think that Schwellenbach can maybe get it done on Saturday for him. Because Grant Holmes and Bryce Elder have not looked great this year. Grant Holmes is sitting at a 2.1 with a 4.5, and Bryce Elder is sitting at a 1.1 with a 5.3. I'm looking for the Dodgers to take 2 out of 1, and Dodgers drop Saturday's game.
I agree. So I'm with you there. Yamamoto's been a dog. I'm not high on Grant Holmes. So Dodgers tonight, it's all Dodgers. And then Schwelly's been their best arm, as you said. Sasaki doesn't really go deep into games. Maybe he's getting there. I don't know, but I'm not high on Sasaki right now. And then, I don't love Bryce Elder. I am a Dustin May guy, so I kind of do want to see him shove, though I do want to see Atlanta and my preseason predictions come true. So it'd be good to see them do something, but I don't see it in this series. 2 out of 3 Dodgers. Dodgers, Braves, Dodgers for the weekend.
2 guys that we don't talk about a lot for the Dodgers. I mean, because everything's Shohei, and obviously he's unbelievable. Having kind of a it's not lackluster by any means, right? But it's just not a Shohei season. We're sitting at Teoscar Hernandez is hitting .310 with 9 bombs and 32 ribbies on the year, man.
He's been that guy.
And then Tommy Edman up the middle. I don't think either of us had him in our all-star category. I don't even know if we mentioned him, but
we didn't.
Tommy Edman's got 8 bombs and 24 ribbies, sitting at 252 on the year. Sitting at 252 on the year. I mean, 2 guys that we knew they were. I mean, we thought they were going to be good, but everybody wants to talk about Mookie, Freddie, and Shohei, and those 2 are the best hitters on the Dodgers right now.
Yeah, I agree. So, it's going to be a tough line to get through, even with Ohtani not being Ohtani. They're still super fucking deep. Will Smith's the dog. So, it's still incredibly deep. Yeah, I know, right? And it's still incredibly deep. They're still a first-place team. And, I think the only one that they drop is Sasaki's start.
Oh, wait, sorry. There's a third one, too. Will Smith, 316 on the year, 3 bombs, 17 ribbies. And, for your catcher to be hitting 316, that's nothing to slouch at. That's big.
Okay, what do we got here? I was looking at the comments of fucking jackasses in there. Okay, we got next one is Houston and Chicago. Are we doing the same thing for the Dodgers series, by the way?
Oh, I said 2 out of 3. They lose Saturday.
That's what I had. Okay. Then we go to Houston. They're on the south side of Chicago. White Sox. White Sox been stinking for years now. Framber Valdez we'll see for Houston against Cannon for the White Sox. We'll see Hunter Brown on Saturday. So the White Sox are really fucking holy shit. Versus Martin. I don't even know Martin. I don't know any White Sox pitchers really. And then they got Lance McCullers making his season debut. It's his first start since he got shelled at the bank in that World Series game.
What happened to him last year?
I don't know, but he hasn't been there since 2023, 2024. No McCullers. He's just always banged up. Now he's making his first start of 2025. His first start since that World Series game.
Yeah. Wow. Houston sweeps. I don't really think there's anything more. I think Houston sweeps.
You think they sweep? I like that too because it's probably better to go in order, but I like McCullers making his season. It's been a few seasons, but his season debut against the White Sox, I like that matchup for him as he cruises on back. You can't bet against Hunter Brown, and I like Framber. Framber hasn't been pitching up to par this year, but he's a great matchup right now, and White Sox stink. So I'll also take Houston to sweep.
Framber in the past, if you think about it, he's been I guess he was kind of overshadowed when JV was there a little bit, but Framber's been unbelievable for them the past 2 years. I guess he hasn't been doing that well this year, Hunter Brown, we talked about him already. He's my Cy Young right now in the AL. Like he's pitching unbelievable.
He's been that guy. You can't bet against him. And if you had the A's sweeping Miami,
Yeah. So I have 3
okay.
sweeps right now.
So you had the A's. Okay. So you had A's over Miami sweeping. I had them winning that series 2 out of 3. We both have Houston sweeping. Let's go to Seattle and Texas to make the West even more interesting.
Jeez.
So
I mean,
Texas could be under 500 by the time we talk on Monday. I mean, they're playing the first place Seattle team. So we'll see how these standings fluctuate. This is the same conversation we had a week ago when we were saying how the West could fluctuate because they keep playing each other over these weekends, and we don't know who's going to do what. A's are hot. Texas has been falling. So we'll see with Seattle, Texas tonight. It's Brian Wu and Jack Leiter. You got to respect Leiter a little bit, but Wu's been a dog. For Saturday, we got Castillo versus Corbin. I'm not a big Corbin fan. And then we got Evans for Seattle, probably the only guy in that Seattle staff that's kind of a no-namer. And then DeGrom pitches Sunday for Texas.
I mean, so I said it with the A's, like them wanting to put some distance in between them. They like smelling the blood in the water and saying, hey, it's early in the year, but we can create some distance and make this hard for the Rangers team, who I had winning the division, by the way. I had the Rangers winning this division.
Me too.
But to put some space in between them and the Rangers. I don't think the Rangers get swept. I'll say that. But I do think they lose the series. I'm looking at their injury list, and I mean, like, I think we talked about this already. Leiter comes off, Rocker goes on. They lose John Gray for the entire year. Corey Seager's on the 10-day AL, and Kyle, he got whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, is sitting on the IL too. Now, granted, they have Jonah Heim, who I'm a big fan of. I like Jonah Heim. These switch hitting catchers just seem to be coming out of the woodwork nowadays. But Kyle's no slouch either. Those are 3 big losses that I just listed off there. Granted, Kumar has been great. Got to give Jack Leiter his flowers, but I mean, DeGrom's looked. I think he looked good in his last start.
I think he did too, but as a whole, it hasn't been there.
It hasn't been great. I mean, he's sitting at 1-1 with a 2.73 on the year. Not bad. Obviously he's injured all the time. But he went 6 scoreless last time with 7 Ks and no walks against the A's, who have been great. If they win any game, they win Sunday. But I got the Mariners taking probably the first 2. I hate Patrick Corbin too. I think he's horrible.
I hate Patrick Corbin. Yeah. And that's Saturday. So I do think, and that's Castillo Corbin Saturday. So I think our Saturdays are going to be the same. I think that's a game where Seattle wins, but Texas is at home. They got to bounce back. They're not a bad team on paper. I might make things spicy, and I like Brian Wu a lot, but Jack Leiter. Can you search Jack Leiter for a sec? Is this his second start off the IL?
I think it might be his first back off the IL. Like, listen, he's 2-0 with a 2.03. And Jack Leiter, Jersey native, East Coast guy. Yeah, he played for the Diamondbacks, the Diamond Jacks.
Yeah, with Volpe, I think. Or they played high school together or some shit like that. Well, either way, yeah. Go ahead. Is that his first start off the IL?
Yeah, it's going to be his first start tonight. What's really I love? I never get sick and tired of hearing is kind of the stories of how some of these guys played, who they played with when they were younger. And you just think about it and you're like, oh my God, they had to go up against that team.
I think it was Joey Gallo on someone's team too. Oh no, he might have been with Harper and someone in Vegas or some shit. Well, either way, I might shock the nation right now and go with Leiter, Jersey boy tonight. Even though I like Brian Wu, but I don't know if Leiter like shoves or how deep he goes. I like Wu realistically. I think Wu can go out and give a quality start, but Texas has to bounce back. I know we keep saying that, but they do, and they got Seattle. They want to climb. I mean, you have to. I mean, if you are the Texas, you're seeing the A's climb, and you're seeing their matchup this weekend. You're seeing Houston playing the fucking White Sox. I mean, you got to do something. You got to come out with a vengeance. Last time Texas, so their only win in that A's series, I think they came off a game. I think it was 2-1 A's, and they came back the second game, or 2-1 the A's won the first game. Second game, Texas put up like a 12 spot. Then they got shut out. So they've been scoring little. Like maybe the offense has yet to wake up, but they
Yeah.
proved that after they score little, they can wake up the next day. They just did that against the A's. So they scored little yesterday. Now fucking come back at home and do it with Leiter back over Woo. So I'm going to take Texas for tonight. I think Patrick Corbin gets shelled tomorrow. Fucking hate him. I think Castillo can prevail. And then I will take DeGrom and the boys on Sunday. So I'll take Texas 2 out of 3.
I like that. I'm just
Over the first place Seattle Mariners.
The only thing that worries me about the Rangers is their hitting. It's all over the place. Adolis has looked like shit this year. Marcus Simeon's looked like shit this year. Those are supposed to be 2 of your top guys, and they're just not performing. Also, quick stat of the day. Patrick Corbin over his career has given up 266 home runs.
He's bad, man.
260. You know what that averages to? 21. He's given up 21 home runs a year.
And he probably gets like 30 starts almost, maybe a little less.
His high, hold on, I'm looking at it right now. His high in 2021, he gave up 37 home runs and how many starts? It doesn't. I want to give me starts. And dude, he pitched 27 games. He gave up 37 home runs.
Holy shit!
How is this dude still in the league?
I remember he was leading the league in losses like a few times. I don't know how the hell he's still in the league, but I think I think that's the only game that they lose. I think they're going to come out tonight knowing that they got to play well, knowing how that division is right now and who their division rivals are playing against. Mind you, they have a division rival this weekend. A first place Seattle team come out with Jack Leiter back on the bump. Hit for him a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't hit for him, but I think they can still get it done because Brian Wu was a good pitcher. I want to make sure we give him credit. But Castillo for Saturday, DeGrom and the boys Sunday. 2 out of 3 Texas.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm going Mariners 2 out of 3. I think the only game they win is the DeGrom game.
Okay, so you got Seattle tonight. That'll be interesting to look forward to. It's an 8:05 game. Next game is actually one of 2 Apple TV games for tonight.
Oh,
it's yeah, I know the Cubs at Milwaukee. Could be an interesting series, another division matchup. Milwaukee hasn't been great, but Ben Brown for the Cubbies, Tyler Alexander for Milwaukee. They need a lot of help in their staff. We'll see what these guys can give them, but Ben Brown hasn't been bad. Then we move to Saturday. It's Taillon and Quintana. Quintana has been a big help for them. He's been like a godsend for their staff. And then we have Imanaga versus Peralta. But what's the deal with Imanaga?
I know. It's weird. The Cubs. We talk about it every single time I think we're on here about their strength of schedule. They need to be, they need to give a little credit where credit is due with how well they've done this year. I think that's why both of us have their manager in the run for manager of the year through April, through this start. But the Brewers, I've been high on the Brewers. I did like the Brewers, but what?
They're 500 right now.
Yeah,
third place.
They're sitting at 500, and the Cubs are sitting at 19-13. They got a lot of ground to make up, and if they want to make up that ground, they got to start it in this series by at least taking 2. Hopefully, Quintana and Freddie Peralta can contain them, but I definitely like the Cubs tonight.
I like the Cubs too because I don't know much about this Tyler Alexander cat, and Ben Brown's been pretty good. We talked about their strength of schedule, and I don't know if he likes like gonna dazzle you really, but playing against good teams, he's been giving them fine outings. He's proved that he can go fairly deep into games for a guy that no one really knew entering the season. So I do like Ben Brown, even though they're on the road. I like the Cubbies for tonight. Side note on Imanaga for Sunday, he came out of his last start early against Pittsburgh, leg cramps, but I guess he's fine to roll. So I do like Imanaga and the boys on Sunday. That's versus Freddie Peralta though, so that's a tough matchup. But the Cubs are the better team right now, so I'm going to roll with them, even though Freddie will be at home. And then Taillon and Quintana, I do think Quintana can do something. Quintana's been a good pitcher for them. I don't know if I love Taillon.
Yeah, Sunday is going to be the most interesting game. Imanaga's sitting at sorry, one sec. Imanaga's sitting at a 2.77 right now, while Peralta's at a 2.52. Both good. That's nothing to, just pass off. But I bet you both of those guys want it to be better. Peralta in his last start against the White Sox, five strikeouts, 3 hits, 2 earned through 6. you think about it, it's not great. I mean, you're playing the White Sox who are lackluster. We can barely name anybody on the White Sox to begin with. So like you would look to him to go and shut it out. But still, 2-5-2 nothing slouch at. I'm gonna go with the Brewers on Saturday, Sunday, lose tonight.
Ooh, I'd put them over 500. That would allow them to climb in the standings a little bit. That would put them like 1 game or 2 games back, I think.
Yeah.
So with the Reds also are at home versus Washington, so they're looking to climb too. So the Cubs have to do a good job of keeping that first place spot in the Central. I think the only game Milwaukee wins is when Quintana pitches. We got an aces duel on Sunday with Peralta. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Peralta and Imanaga Sunday. I'm going to lean Imanaga on the road and the Cubs offense. I mean, it's just a better offense for me. But I think Quintana's been a low-key dog for Saturday, so I think that's the only game the Brewers pull out. Cubbies win tonight.
What's up with all the MLB's trying to grow the game, right? Grow the game. We want to be more popular. We want more people watching. Now, why the fuck are you making everybody pay for all these streaming sites? I mean, do you want people to just pirate it and watch Stream East and get all the porn pop-ups? I mean, I don't understand it.
So I got going right now.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, we talk about people talk about ticket prices all the time and how they're so expensive. Well, guess what? You're also paying $200 a month for all these fucking streaming services that everything's on. It's insane.
It is. So, at least they'll do like Sunday Night Baseball fucking on ESPN, but like still,
They do. The announcers suck for ESPN anyway.
They do. They're horrible. But okay, so you have Cubs, Brewers.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Cubs, Brewers, Cubs for the weekend. Okay. Here's a team that gets too much fucking airtime. Mets at St. Louis. This is at the Lou. Clay Holmes pitches tonight versus Sonny Gray. So I don't know if Holmes isn't their ace, but he was their opening day starter. So Sonny Gray is their ace. That'll be nice. And then we got McGill and Fettuccini on fucking Saturday. Eric Fetty goes for St. Louis. He's been good. McGill has been good. Yeah, Fettuccini's been good. I mean, McGill has been too. And then we got TBD for the Mets on Sunday versus Palante for the Cubs. For the Cardinals.
Are they not throwing Senga?
Senga, I thought just pitched, or maybe he got a little bit banged up.
He did. Yeah, he only got through 4. His last one. Okay.
Oh, that was at when Diamondbacks were in town.
Yeah, Mets. Clay Holmes has looked pretty good this year. We know. I hate to say it, but I said it before, but Phillies made Meagle look like a fucking Cy Young, when in reality, nobody with the last name Meagle should be pitching. Fuck.
I just like that. It's McGill, but I like that you say Meagle.
Yeah, well, he looks like Schmeagle. So you know who Schmeagle is? I think I know who Schmeagle is. I don't know, but I just picture some. I can't say that on here. Fuck. But anyway, I can't deny the Mets until they start proving to me otherwise. I think they're probably still going to start winning series. I know the Snakes just got to them in Queens, which is big for the Snakes at least. And I don't know. Do the Mets still hold the best record in baseball?
The Dodgers, I think, do. The Dodgers have the best record win-wise. They both have 21 wins, though.
Okay. So, so still tied. I'm probably looking for the Mets to take 2 out of 3. I don't think they'll take all 3. Maybe Sonny Gray can pitch like an ace tonight, get it done. Extend the Mets losing streak to 3 games. That'd be awesome in my eyes. I would love that. But I'd look for, and I know Joey's going to sound off in the comments here. Mets tweet. I love Schmeagle. Yeah, of course you fucking do. But anyway, I look for the Mets to take 2 out of 3 here.
Yeah, it's tough to sweep. What game do you have the Cardinals winning, though?
Probably tonight. I'd look for Sonny Gray to maybe come out and actually look like an ace tonight.
Okay, so we'll see who the Mets throw on Sunday because they're TBD, but I'm not high on this Palante cat.
Damn. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't hate Fettuccini, though, on Saturday. Fetty's been good. McGill's been good, too, and the Cardinals are a hard team to get a read on. I think the fact of the matter is they just stink. I'll go. I think the best game of the series is going to be tonight. Holmes and Sonny Gray. No, I don't know. I shouldn't disrespect Fettuccini. He's good for Saturday. So maybe these first 2 games turn out to be good. We talked about the Mets' strength of schedule, but they are on top of the world a little bit in the East. I'll take, the Mets aren't going to lose 3 in a row, and this is an under 500 team. So all signs point to Mets tonight with Clay Holmes on the bump. I'll roll with Fettuccine over McGill that day. I can see McGill pitching well. He does tend to pitch really good outings, but so does Fettuccine, and I think it's tough to sweep, right? So I'll take Fettuccine to and the boys to bounce back there, but then the Mets with their TBD pitcher for Sunday win the series. So Mets, Cardinals, Mets.
I hate saying I just fucking hate it. Let's talk. Can we talk about another team?
Yeah, let's go to Anaheim, where Detroit is in town. Skubal versus Jose Soriano for tonight, so tough to bet against fucking Skubal.
Yeah.
Saturday, what are we looking at here? Saturday, this is the late game Saturday. Flaherty and Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks started the season well. I don't know if he still is, but Flaherty and Hendricks for Saturday. And then we got Reese Olson and Kachanowicz for the Angels. The fuck is this guy? The Angels are just kind of rolling out some random ass dudes. But they need all the help they can get realistically with that staff.
So I was looking at it. Scuba's ERA is a little high. I mean, not high. I don't want to say he's sitting at a 2.34. That's not high at all, but it's a little skewed because his first 2 starts of the year, he gave up 4 through 5 to the Dodgers and 3 through 5 and 2/3 to the Mariners. Since then, he's looked great. 0 earned through 6 against the Yankees, 0 earned through 7 against the Brewers, 2 earned through 5 against the Royals, and then 0 earned through 6 against the Orioles. Tariq Skubal, we talk about the 3-headed monster of the Tigers pitching staff, and I think Tariq's a competitor. Skubal wants to come out, look good. They definitely take tonight. And then who'd you say was the Saturday matchup? I'm sorry.
Flaherty and Kyle Hendricks.
And then give me Flaherty. I might look for my third sweep of the weekend, dude. Who's Sunday?
So I was just looking at this. It's Reese Olson for Detroit, who I do like. I mean, you said a 3-headed monster. They might have like a 4 or 5 in that rotation. They're good staff. And it's Jack Kachanowicz, 1-4 with a 5.29 this season.
Yeah,
but like he does, he's 6'7". I'll give him that. But like, fuck, I mean, they're rolling out cat. He's actually from PA.
I like. It's so hard to sweep. Like we talked about all these sweeps last time, then actually none of them happened. I like the Tigers to sweep, man.
It's tough to not say that, right? I mean, look who they're rolling out. I think, and I don't hate Jose Soriano realistically. If the Angels are at home, Trout's banged up again.
Yeah, dude, it's such a shame.
I only have one sweep this weekend. Fuck it, I'll do another one. This is a good one to bet on that sweep. Fucking Skubal is going to be Skubal. This is a good start to kind of, he has May. Again, we were talking about like May just started. This will be his first start of May. He wins the Cy Young last year, had an up and down April, at least to his standards. And now he starts this month out with a really favorable matchup. So I love that for Skubal tonight. And then you just keep rolling. I mean, Reese Olson's been a dog. Detroit's been the better team. No, sorry, that's Sunday. Flaherty's good, and Hendricks has been all right. That could be a decent little matchup. But on those decent little matchups, you got to resort to the fucking better team with the better offense and even probably a better bullpen. They have better everything in Detroit. And then I like Reese Olson on Sunday. Reese Olson's a ball.
So that would actually be your third sweep of the weekend.
Oh, who else did I have?
You have Padres sweeping, Houston sweeping, and now the Tigers. And then I have Tigers, Houston, Boston. Okay,
so we both have Tigers sweep. Okay, good. And I think last time we talked, the Tigers swept the weekend. So this is the second sweep. Let's get going.
I mean, we can't talk enough about the Tigers. They're awesome. Keep the shootings down in Detroit. Balls out of the ballpark. Shootings down. Balls out. We like that.
Yeah, they got a good matchup and they take care of business. A good team to just like watch play. You know what I mean? They give you good outings with their staff. The offense is a pass the baton thing. Disciplined hitters. We say it every time. Detroit to sweep. Okay. Now this game, this is a 4-game series because these guys played yesterday. It's Colorado and San Fran. So Verlander pitched against them yesterday. Verlander pitched fine. I think he got a quality start. he's looked good in his last 3, including yesterday. So good for Verlander, but Rockies ended up on top in Thursday's game. Now we'll see them for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday also. So 4-game series in San Fran. Should I read the pitchers? Or, I mean, holy shit, the Rockies are so bad. We got Sensatella versus Robbie Ray tonight. I don't know if Robbie Ray's been like off the charts, but a favorable matchup in a pitcher-friendly stadium. Then we got Feltner and Jordan Hicks on Sunday. Another favorable. I can't say Hicks has been off the charts, but he looked good in his last outing. And again, favorable matchup in a pitcher-friendly stadium. And then Sunday is German Marquez, another guy who looked like a Cy Young against the Phils earlier this season.
Yeah,
they did get to the pen though that game. Yeah, that was Taiwan Walker's first start. So yes, but he's looked awful since then. And then it's Logan Webb Sunday.
I mean, I want to say the Giants take 3. That's the easy answer. But I mean, they just lost last night. Do you think they drop another one to this Rockies team?
I don't. If the Rockies could split the series at San Fran, I'll be fucking shocked.
That would be a huge win for the Rockies, just as an organization in general. I mean, when you were just reading me off those pictures, I can't believe that the Giants' record is what it is.
Ray and Hicks. Yeah, I think maybe the Giants are coming a little bit back down to earth. They're still 19 and 13. They're in 3rd place, though. They're coming a little bit back down. I think part of it maybe Robbie Ray is trending that way. Jordan Hicks has been. But you got to love Webb on. I think we both have Webb over them on Sunday, right?
Oh, 100%. So I mean, Webb knocked around his last start, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was the Padres and against
a lot better team, but
and he's been good
every year. He's gonna fucking shove, especially against this Rockies team.
Yeah, so Sunday that checks the Sunday box with Webb. I think guys like Robbie Ray. I don't know if he's available in fantasy. I know Hicks is, so I mean I would almost stream that matchup because it's favorable for Hicks. Therefore, I gotta like that. And then fucking Robbie Ray tonight.
It's really. I'm going with the Giants to take 3. Not sweep, but gentlemen
sweep the weekend. Yeah,
gentlemen sweep.
Yeah, gentlemen sweep. To sweep the weekend, that'll mean that I can't see them going 2-2 on a 4-game series against Colorado. The Rockies. Now, if the Rockies would have got swept by the Braves, which I wanted them to, I needed them to really.
Yeah.
If that would have happened, and then also the Giants win yesterday and Verlander start, I may be a bit more like. I'd be like, holy shit, the Rockies have to win at fucking some point. You know what I mean?
It happens in every sport where bad teams do end up they just win games somehow. It's like, oh my God, all of a sudden, like everything these scouts, quote unquote, see, it happens like one game. And then that's why they get to keep their jobs. That's why they just get to keep their jobs because they win one game and whatever,
Yeah, and even if you win one game, like you could still lose a series, which they're going to lose more series, but they could still they have to win at some certain points. But since they did beat the Braves in that last game and they did take the first one in San Fran, I can only assume that it's a 2-game win streak. Giants. They're a 2-game win streak, which is which is crazy for them.
Wow.
But so there's that, and so they did win back to back, and they're not good enough to continue that. So all signs is Giants for the weekend.
They should be popping champagne in the dugout, man.
Honestly, that's like the World Series.
That's huge. That's fucking huge for them.
It was hard for them to win 1 in a row.
I know.
I got 2. Good for them. But are you doing the same thing? Giants?
Yeah.
It's tough to not. Well, it takes care of a wicked weekend.
That was quick, man.
A little wicked weekend there. I think clearly the best matchup is it's what the Sunday night game is. It's Dodgers at Atlanta, so that's going to be interesting to see. I like to see it Braves be able to sweep the fucking Rockies, even though they won the series. And then you cruise into, say the Dodgers come to town, and now you can try at least be 500 for that series. But now they're 2 games under. They're gonna have to do something, and the Dodgers obviously everyone wants to tune in and watch a fucking Dodgers game.
You know what's interesting? I'm looking at some of the lines right now. Royals are actually tonight at least, and I would assume probably for a good amount of this series, they're dogs, man. They're underdogs.
The Royals are.
The Orioles are favored.
Maybe they get the upper edge at home, but KC's been playing better ball. I think they're one of the hotter teams. They're 9-1. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They've been the hottest team of the week.
I'm declaring the Royals as my dog of the weekend, man.
We both had them in that series, right?
That's my dog of the weekend right there. They're underdogs, at least according to ESPN. ESPN doesn't always have the same lines as everywhere else, but that's ridiculous to me. I cannot believe that's a thing. I'm definitely gonna throw money down on them tonight because why not? But um we're talking about good matchups. Dodgers Braves is gonna be great. But I think one to keep your eye on is well, two to keep your eye on. Definitely the Mariners Rangers because two guys in the AL West probably like one of the most interesting divisions in baseball right now because with the
Yeah.
emergence of the Oakland A's, which nobody thought makes that a four team division, which is crazy. But also to keep an eye on the Phillies Diamondbacks. We kind of just brushed over it a little bit, but it's like they actually are holding the same record right now, both at 17-14. Diamondbacks looking to gain ground over there, and same thing with the Phillies with the Mets.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought up the AL West. I do think all eyes on the West yet again. It was the same.
Yeah,
We said this briefly, like same conversation we had a week ago on Friday when there was a lot of AL West matchups for that weekend. We saw the standings fluctuating. I think that could happen again. And I'm looking at it like there's really no stinkers for the weekend. It seems to be a lot of decent. I mean, even like the White Sox have like Houston's in town or like shit like that. Like you like the A's have been playing good. So like that A's Miami isn't what A's Miami used to be, even though Miami still stinks. And we'll see Max Meyer. So there's something promising for that series. I think the worst series might be Cleveland at Toronto because Toronto under 500, but still Cleveland's over 500. I just think why would you want to watch Cleveland? It's just not like a team I want to like tune into. But like that might be the worst one, and it's still kind of a open AL East, and Toronto's only one game back. They got Bassett and Gosman, so they could do something. And then Cleveland is over 500, and they're 1.5 back from first place. So a lot of good matchups this weekend. I think all eyes on the West, though, like you said. All right, let's transition to this because now with May starting, there's some guys a lot of notable guys who are cold in fucking April that have to get going for May. Who are your three dudes to get going for May?
So let's go player for player because I'm going to start out with since we're talking about the AL West. I'm going to go with the center fielder for the Mariners and Julio Rodriguez. We talked about him being in the past being a slow start kind of guy. Had a very bad year last year, all year. I like Julio, man. I think he's electric. I think he can, he's just a star. In all honesty, I think so. But right now, he's not playing like it. He's hitting 207 on the year, man. 207 with a 681 OPS and a 309 on base percentage. Not great. And I mean, we look back in his past, he hit 284 his rookie year with, 28 bombs, 275 his sophomore year with 32 home runs, 273 last year. So he picked it up a little bit last year, but 20 bombs, a little low in the home run department. I think he can be that star and one of the faces of the league. I'm looking for him to bounce back in May, man.
That's a good one. And his team's been damn good too. So hopefully that he starts to pick up on that. I have Cody Bellinger for my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
They need him. Like he's not, I think he has a player option for 2026. He hasn't been doing it right now. Especially when Stanton comes back, we talked about it. Stanton comes back, who's the odd man out? If you look at the numbers, it's him. Grisham's been picking up a lot of slack. You want to see Grisham in the lineup. You want to see Ben Rice in the lineup. Stanton, the front office wants to see him in the lineup because the way they're fucking paying him. I know Stanton's his IL stint got pushed back a little bit more. So that's going to give Bellinger maybe some breathing room. He's got to go out and be a dog. He doesn't have the best Rays starters to do it against. I mean, I'll respect Pepio, but it's not Baz, it's not Rasmussen, like some of those notables. So he's got a good 3 guys to start the month off well against a division rival. Come out, fucking Cody Bellinger, and do something. He's not going to hit a sub 200 for the whole season. So this is a good month for him to fucking get going.
And now I'm gonna go with probably the guy everybody's thinking about right now, and it's Juan Soto. I mean, it's completely obvious. We know the star that Juan Soto is. We know the guy that came in as a rookie for the Nationals and helped them bring them in the most probably unexpected World Series in a long time. We know the star caliber player he can be, and he's hitting a 252 on the year. But here's the thing that's crazy: he's only hitting 5 bombs and 14 RBIs on the year, and 2 of those bombs actually came last night in that loss. So I mean, I think he's poised to have a big May. He's starting out hot already with the 2 for 3, 2 home runs. I think he's going to bounce back and just tear it up, which I hate because we got to play him. But
Yeah, he's almost too good not to. I'm gonna go for my number 2 is Vladdy Jr. He went yard yesterday, the first day of the month, so it's a good sign that he can start bringing the power back. That was only his 4th home run of the year. It's not bad for where we stand right now, but he actually does have 3 homers in his last 7 days. So the power has been coming a little bit more. He had 1 yesterday. Okay, yeah. So he kind of ended April on a high note. Now he's starting May pretty well. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. He had 3 ribbies. Part of it was that homer. So I like to look at Vladdy's again. Too good. His average has been all right. I mean, now it's in the 260s, but he was kind of there with the average. Now it's maybe the power wasn't there. And if Toronto's going to do anything, it's going to start with him. They're 3 games back. They're a game under 500. I don't think Toronto really does anything in the long run. But if they're seeing themselves, and if they're getting good outings from Gosman and Bassett, and then Vladdy starts bringing it with the power, Bichette could be back. Like maybe they're starting to see some pieces. Hoffman's in that pen, so maybe they're starting seeing pieces and all facets of the game. And it's going to start with Vladdy if they're going to do anything. So I think he's going to really wake up in May.
My last one. It's not going to come as shock to basically anybody who's been watching or knows me at all. It's my guy. It's my hometown guy. It's Bryce Harper. I mean, I watch most of the games, so I'll start by saying this. 95% of the time of his at bat this year, he looks like he can't even see the fucking baseball. Some of his swings just look half-ass, and then the thing that's driving me up a wall is once he takes one of those swings, it's almost like he takes himself out of the rest of the at bat. On the year, Bryce is hitting 235 with 5 bombs and 16 ribbies. But here's the thing that stands out to me: he's got 26 Ks on the year already. We're hitting at 235. He hasn't looked great since honestly somewhere around July last year. He's really kind of dropped off a little bit. If this Phillies team wants to do anything, they all need to go when he goes. To be great, to be the World Series contender, they need him. So maybe this is me just thinking like, oh, I need the Phillies to be good. So I need Bryce Harper to be good. But I truly believe that a player of his caliber that we've seen in the past is gonna, tear it up, start coming alive in May.
Yeah, seriously. And a lot of these guys are like, they're too good not to. I actually thought you were going to maybe say Aaron Nola, but we'll see him.
Oh, yeah,
tomorrow.
true.
We'll see him tomorrow. Honorable mention, I guess, Nola, because we both just want to see him shove. But again, yeah, the Phillies have been a team that seems to get better over the course of a season if history repeats itself, and it will start with Bryce, especially when you have to compete with the Mets where they're doing right now. We don't see the Braves being 500 forever. My number 1, though, you mentioned him. It's Soto is my number 1. I think we already saw it first of the month. Yesterday, he was 2 for 3, 2 bombs, both of them solo shots. So that's good because I like the Arizona yesterday. But the only 2 runs they had was 2 solo bombs from Soto. But he is hitting 320 in his last 7. So he's coming off of April on a high note and then starting the month of May on a high note with those 2 bombs yesterday. I think there's times where guys sign a massive contract. Sometimes it's like the whole year they have a rough first year after signing that massive deal. For him, I think Soto's just so consistent. I think it's just going to take him maybe a month to get his feet wet in Queens, and now come May, he's going to be that dude.
In reality, it's Juan Soto. It's a new jersey. It's a new scene. He's got to get used to it. I mean, who knows? Maybe even when he went to the Padres, maybe that was it. He even took a step back. I don't know how he was with the Yankees right off the bat. But it's Juan fucking Soto, man. It's Juan. Like he's going to be that superstar.
Yeah, balls start flying this time of year. Now these guys are again. We're getting to like we're miles away from the midway point, but like all that noise from like preseason bullshit and early in the season type of stuff, that's coming to an end. Now we're in the second. We just finished the first full month of baseball. Now we're cruising our second full month. Like all that noise of Soto and his contract, or how are the Mets going to be, and yada yada. All that bullshit is like Yankee fans being pissed on him. Like all that stuff is gone. The noise is gone. Now it's time to go out and play ball. He's too consistent to be like a 250 fucking hitter. He picks it up greatly in May.
So also one thing I want to touch on before we get out of this segment is really what I really, really want to see is these bullpens start to come alive again, man. I mean, we talk about it all the time how bad they have been, but for the love of God, please stop fucking over these starters and give us some good outings, man.
Yeah, seriously, we probably could actually took a few relievers to get hot in May because Lord knows they need it.
Talking about like Devin Williams, who I think let me look at his ERA real quick. It's not good. I think it's sitting around like a 9, man.
It's a lot
Emmanuel Clase sitting at 6.75 ERA. Raziel Iglesias 5.73 ERA. Devin Williams 9 ERA on the year. I mean, it's not good at all, man.
And I don't even know how good Edwin Diaz has been. A little bit better than those guys. But those are all like top 10. Few of those guys were top 5 closers entering this year. They definitely got to find it in May, especially these divisions are tight right now. You got to separate yourself somehow. I know it's early, but yeah, that's got to start with, I don't know if it starts with the pen, but it's a huge fucking.
It's a huge thing, dude. I mean, we see in the playoffs all the time. The people who like their starters can go 6 and then they can bring out 3 guys. It's in the postseason. That's huge.
They need it. They need it. So actually, that's a good fucking take, honestly, dude. Like we shit on relievers so much. I kind of know the month of May would be great if we didn't shit on relievers. They just pitched well and not giving us fucking headaches. All right. Well, on a different note, who goes yard tonight?
Tonight.
I don't think neither of our guys hit yesterday.
I know mine hit the day before.
Was it Wood? Oh no, Carpenter or some shit.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I took Wood, but he did not. Damn. See, I almost want to go Wood again. I know Hunter Green's going tonight, but a hard throwing righty versus power at the plate. That's a power lefty at the plate. This is gonna be a good matchup. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go a little like off the beaten path here. Oh shit, he's not playing tonight. Damn it. No, he is. I'm gonna go Manzardo for the Guardians. He's sitting at 9 bombs on the year. I don't believe in Bassett. I think he's gonna go. I think I'm going with Manzardo tonight.
So I might have to change my fucking guy. I was gonna take Ketel against the Phillies. Ketel Marte making his first day back.
Oh, really?
He's back, and sometimes these guys, but he'll be. But who's pitching tonight? Luzardo, right?
Yeah.
So that makes Ketel Marte a righty. I kind of like him more from the left side. So I might take that one. Yeah, fuck it. I'll stick with him. That's Ketel from the right side. Or maybe the bullpen comes in, he goes yard. But I'll take Ketel on his first game back. We see this a lot. Guys come off the IL in their first game back, they go, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Ketel.
All right, man. That's gonna be a wicked weekend, brother.
We do got and a lot of good games, a lot of good matchups. Nothing really too lopsided, it feels like, this weekend.
I mean, we did have some sweeps, but once again, sweeping is probably one of the hardest things to do in baseball. So
we'll see how that plays out. And then come Monday, we're back in the evenings, huh? Back in the evening again, and hope you're hungry, Spin, because it's going to be a rough one. We got our pie for this, though. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Shout it 2 in the morning, in the evening. We'll see you Monday. 4:30.